Hello, Kayla. I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in. I got a whole bunch of stuff and I decided, you know what? I'm just going to do it all live. And instead of just trying to knock out several videos at once because I got a crap ton of stuff here. So I'm just going to wait a few minutes to see how many more people show up. Plus, I'm going to show how the Postal Service dinged one of my packages, but fortunately, the ding happened to be at the corner of the box where padding material was at and didn't damage any of the contents. So that made me happy. Oh, that's fine. You'll get there eventually. I do it with my phone and my hotspot. This is my hotspot, and I use this when I stream from my phone because it doesn't bandwidth from my computer, and I use my computer to look at the chat because it's hard for me to see the chat on my phone screen. I'd have to literally get my face to it, or if I got it horizontal like this, a live ration review, then yeah, it can be a problem. So I have my computer set up for reading the chat. So when I'm looking away like that, that means I'm looking at my computer to see the chat. And of course, I have my YouTube audio muted on the computer, so I'm not getting echoes and sounds doubling on themselves, because that can get annoying when that happens. I see someone else has showed up. Maybe that's just me as the other person watching. Oh, that's okay. I'll just wait for a few more people to show up. In the meantime, my mug is about empty, so I'm going to get my coffee pot going again to brew some tea. Yeah, I brew tea in my coffee pot. It may be weird, but but then I'm weird too. So I'll be back in a little bit. I see a third person has popped in. Okay, Liz, I just modified you. I hope you don't mind. Well, for those that are just coming in, hello simply means outdoorsman. Welcome to my just random live show. I'm doing a massive mail call, and I got my coffee pot going to brew me some tea, so just waiting for a few more to come in. I'm gonna try it this way, just for the heck of it, just for something different on a Sunday. Welcome, Strong's Adventures. Your seat was waiting for you. As the title says, this is a massive mail call, and I just want to wait for a few more people to come in. Plus, I'm brewing up some tea, and I wait for that. I want to wait for that to get done. That way, I don't have to interrupt the package opening just to go get my tea when it's done. But I got quite a few goodies here. I was supposed to have another package, but someone screwed up and sent it somewhere else. And so it got lost in transit, I guess, or stolen. And so the company had to do a reorder, and they're sending me a replacement at no charge, which makes me very happy that they did that. And then one other item, I had to go to the store to pick it up because it did ship to store for pickup. And so I had to take 2 buses today to go over there and get it. And on Sunday, the buses don't run very often, so I had to wait over a crap an hour for a bus to get away from that store. Oh well, that's Walmart for you. I'm gonna get up again, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I am back. I got my tea. I'd say let's get the party started. I'm just going to start with the closest ones first. And, well, I picked up this bucket at a Walmart here in Des Moines instead of having it shipped to me. This is a standalone bucket, and this is going to be part of my bucket Berkey when I get that put together. So anyway, I'm just going to start with this. I bought this on eBay, but it came in an Amazon bag, so go figure. I pre-opened all of these packages just as a time saver. This is a bag of blue cornmeal, and this will be added to my food preps. I have the blue corn masa, and I have the yellow corn masa, but I wanted to mix it up with blue. And yes, there is actual blue corn. It is one of the native varieties of corn here in the U.S. So what I will do is I'll put this in a plastic bag. This is a paper bag, but I'll put this in a plastic bag, and I can put it outside since it's so darn cold here, instead of taking up space in my small freezer. I'll leave it there for a few days, and then I'll transfer this to a Mylar bag. So, but I'm going to put, when I open the items, I'm just going to put them in this bucket, just as I get them out of the way. Now this, I ordered from Walmart.com, and see, there's a little hole in the package right there that USPS did. This is called a gamma lid, and for those that have not seen this, there are two parts. So you snap this on the bucket, and then you can screw this on. But if you need to get into this bucket, once these lids are snapped down, they're very hard to get off. But with the gamma lid, once you screw it down, if you need to get into the bucket to either take something out or put something else in, all you have to do is just put this on my lap so you can see. You just twist this, and you can lift that off. So that's called the gamma lid, and this will be the top bucket of my bucket Berkey. So I'll put that aside. Now I'm going to save this box for last because it's got the best stuff. Now I'm going to go with this one, and there will be some channel shout outs that after this stream is done and it's processed, I'm going to add a couple links to channels. Now this is Augustin Farms honey cornbread mix, and I was watching Alaska Prepper, the channel Alaska Prepper. He reviewed this and he liked it. He made a batch, a small batch, as a tester, and he liked it very much. And this has a shelf life of 10 years, but it could keep longer if stored in a cool environment, which I will have a hard time achieving in the summer because I don't have a dedicated cold room in this small apartment. But this is 3 pounds 15 ounces or 1.78 kilograms, and all you have to do is add water to this. But he added butter to the top when he put a piece of butter on each muffin when he made it as muffins, and he said that made it moister and tastier. But yeah, this, so having cornbread mix is something that will go into my storage. I'm just going to put that there. Then I have a couple of small boxes. And these I really need because I fill my own capsules with turmeric and black pepper. And I take those as a dietary supplement to help with my arthritis. And turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. And when you add black pepper, so I fill capsules with turmeric and I fill capsules with black pepper. Black pepper enhances the effectiveness of the turmeric, makes it more potent. So this is 1,000 size 00 capsules that work with my capsule filler, and these are the vegetarian. So they're made out of a plant-based product. So it has kosher and halal markings on it. So I order these every few months so I can start filling. I'll put that in a bucket. And in here is another food prep that I ordered. This is a small package of Wise powdered egg. It's whole egg. And it can be used in baking. You can make scrambled eggs with it. You can make, you can make omelets with it. So I have powdered eggs from Thrive and Legacy, but this is Wise. This is a smaller package. But it's good to have a mix of things. And because this is a smaller package, it, I don't have to worry about having, not having to use it up in a short amount of time. Into the bucket. Now I'm going to open up this, do a little shifting. This big Walmart box, and inside here besides all these packing pillows, I always pop them because they're easier to dispose of. Years ago, I let someone borrow my Craftsman drill, and I never got it back. And I just never bothered to replace it. And now that I have this bucket and the Berkey parts, I needed a drill so I can drill the holes in the bucket and the lid for my bottom catch bucket. And so this is actually less than $20, like 18 something on Walmart. So it's that Hyper Tough brand. It's, it's inexpensive, but I want to give it a try. I want to see how well this works. See if it does as good as my old Craftsman drill did. I love that drill. I wish I still had it. So I'll put that down there. And now I'm going to go to the best box of them all. But look what the Postal Service did. So I haven't been looking at the chat. I've just been showing my stuff. But this is very small, but they got their own address labels with their logo on it. I don't know if you can see that. Well, you'll see it when I pull out one of the items. And there's always extra bubble mailers for an MRE.com. These are their new MRE Extras tins. So if you buy 2 of them off their site, you get a 3rd one free. But this one is heavier because there's stuff in it. They have been sending quite a few freebies along with the orders. But this was the thing that I ordered. This is a Canadian IMP. Oh, Practical Outdoors. I'm looking at the chat now, so oops, actually I'll just do this. I think you can see it better if it's standing on these tins. I can slide this over just a little bit. There, you should be able to see that. I'm going to look at the chat. See, Will, just-in-time prepping. Shiloh's. Oh, my browser crapped out. I got to reboot it. There we go. It's just my browser on my computer that crashed when I went to look at the chat. So I got that back up. Oh, Shiloh Sky, Maryland Skull. And that, if you notice, I have the super chat. I got monetized, so I'm able to have the super chat. So, Maryland Skull, guess what? Modified. That's right, I'm going to modify a few of you. Ooh, NIMS MRE, welcome. Small town is. Oh, hi, Nicole. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm going to modify you. I hope you don't mind. My usual mods are not available other than Will, so I'm modifying a few more if you don't mind. So anyway, for those that have just come in, I just opened a whole bunch of goodies. This is a Canadian IMP or individual meal pack from 2016, menu 16. Turkey strips with orange sauce, and I got it from foreignmre.com. So I will be doing a review of this soon. And so inside one of these Foreign Amory Extras tins is a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and open this one. Give a good look at the size of it. Just a size comparison to the IMP and the thickness. And when Nina showed this on one of her latest videos, she had an MRE spoon and a bunch of coffees in it. Oh my Lord, look what she did. She sent me a Chinese ration. This feels like, this is one of the new Chinese Type 13s. And it feels like there's some compressed ration bars and something else in it. So I will be checking this out soon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this, but see, one of these fits in this tin very nice. But I got these because I wanted to give one to a certain person, and I got some ideas of what to put in it for this person. But that will be for another time, and I'm not going to reveal who that is yet. So I'm keeping that one a secret. But anyway, these are, oops, lid's escaping. The lid did not want to go back on for some reason. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and recap what all I got in the mail today. This drill to replace a drill that was stolen from me years ago. It's a Hyper Tough. I got an Augustin Farms honey cornbread muffin mix. You could also make a cornbread in a cake pan. No, Mila, there's nothing in there for you. My cat is checking out the boxes. I got a Wise powdered egg. It's whole egg. That's free. It's freeze dried. I got a bag of 1,000 size 00 vegetarian capsules that I will fill with turmeric and black pepper because I take them as a supplement. In fact, I got to do something tonight because I have none left. I got a bag of organic blue cornmeal, and this is the coarser grind, I think. Although I'm hoping it's stone ground, non-GMO. 2 pounds or 907 grams. And so yeah, this is going to be going into my stash after I give it some freeze time. See, freezing, when you get bags like this of any flours or meals, I don't have to do that with this can because that's already been taken care of. But when you freeze these for a few days, that makes sure that if there's any nasties in there, which I hope not, freezing for a few days basically knocks them out. It's just a precaution that I learned from some other preppers, so I started doing it. And so this will be transferred later to a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber to extend its shelf life. I got a gamma lid to go with this bucket, and this will be my top bucket for my bucket Berkey that I won from Alaska Prepper in his latest giveaway, and that was a total shock that I won it. I was kind of hoping that one of the other subscribers on his channel would win it, but I did, and well, that's very good because when you live on a limited budget, you can't afford to buy the full Berkey system with the steel tanks and all that, but I got the 2 filter stacks. I got the primer pump, which when you buy the Berkey system, you have to buy extra anyway. It doesn't automatically come with it. I got a metal spigot, and now I just have to find the right drill bit so I can drill the right holes into the lid of my bottom bucket, which will be my catch bucket that I put the spigot on, and drill the holes in the bottom bucket for the spigot. So I'll put the spigot probably down about here when I do that. And then I'll just show on this particular lid the holes for the filter stacks to go into would probably be about like right. If I was doing it in a gamma lid, I would probably be doing it about right here where I got my this finger and my thumb. So somewhere around there, that's probably where I would do it. And then the holes go through the top bucket into the lid of the bottom bucket, and that's how you connect the 2 buckets together for the whole system to work. And so I'm waiting on another set of 3 buckets with lids like this. See, this will be my vegetable bucket. This is the kind of lid that I will use for my bottom bucket, and then this is my top bucket. So that's how I'll do that. Again, I will review IMP soon, and I'll just go ahead and take this thing out of this tin. I will open this up on camera as well. So check out this little Chinese goodie. I was kind of interested in these when they got these up on it, but I just hadn't dropped an order. I wanted this one instead, and that's what I got. This menu intrigues me, so yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. I'm going to look at the chat again. Hi, Jim Bear. Welcome to my live show. Nicole Pulia Outdoors. I have those buckets. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you can get buckets from your workplace, for instance, if you work in a restaurant or in a place where you get source material from these buckets and they throw them away or ditch them afterwards, see if you can let them give them to you or buy them, say, for $1 or $2 each. And in some other stores like Walmart's, I've never tried it at Walmart, but one day I may go in there to a Walmart, to their bakery section, and ask them if they can sell me one of their buckets that they get their source ingredients out of. I remember when I used to work in a Walmart, we got our feta cheese in one of those buckets, but back then I was not a prepper, so I never saved them. They just got ditched, or maybe someone else took them. But yeah, that's, if you can score some low-cost buckets with the good lids instead of the cheap crap lids. I have a couple with the cheap crap lids that don't have seals, but I made my own seals for those. But yeah, those. Then I want to do another thing with one of these buckets. Is I want to make my own porta potty with them. So, in case I can't use my own toilet, I want to have something that I can use for doing my business. But I'm just looking at the chat again. Hey, James Ortiz. How goes it, buddy? Yeah, I've just been doing a mail call. Massive mail call. And so again, one of these tins is going to go to a person who will remain nameless at this time. So I will put some other items in there for this person. Probably make it easier to mail if I pack it up. So that's what I'll do with one of these. And one I'll keep for myself for sure. And I'm not sure what I'll do with the third one, but who knows. But that will come in the future. So, oh, Nicholas, I hope you can reach your goal. In fact, I'm gonna go check your channel out right now. I'm doing it on my computer. I'm opening up another tab. Oh yeah, I've done hit on your channel before, so that's good. What do you mean Will has a lay of the land in my place? No. Will is just-in-time prepping. He is in Nebraska. I'm in Iowa. So that's a bit of a drive for him. And let's talk about prepping. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this just impromptu live stream that I wanted to do. I had all these packages that just came up on me, and I was supposed to, like I said earlier, I was supposed to have one more, but somebody screwed up and it went elsewhere. And then Walmart.com had to, I contacted them about it, told them what the shipping status said, and they said, oop, that's not right. So they offered me a refund, or they offered to reship the items, and I said, I want those, I need those. See, all my other buckets have been pre-labeled for what I want to put in them. That's how I organize my bag food. Anything that's in bags, I want to go in these buckets. And when I put the moisture absorbers in the buckets outside of the bags, and the bags have oxygen absorbers in them, and so I'm hoping to further protect that food by throwing those moisture absorbers in the buckets. Even when the lids are sealed, I still want to do that. But that's just how I roll. Hey, for an MRE, what's... Okay, the temperature here is... Gonna check right now. -5 Fahrenheit, -20 Celsius, wind chill, -20 Fahrenheit, -29 Celsius. So that's what it feels like here. We have a wind chill advisory for pretty much the entire state of Iowa until through tomorrow, possibly into Tuesday morning. Oh, have a good night, Kalis. Thanks for dropping in. Small town Southern housewife. Glad you could pop in. Same with you, Frank Burns. What's your... If you missed any of the items that I opened up, let me know and I can show them again. Or I can just do that. Canadian IMP from foreignmre.com, which I will review soon. Turkey strips with orange sauce. I'm definitely looking forward to trying this because this seems very different from the way I've had turkey before. And I like turkey all kinds of ways. And I ordered these MRE Extras tins, which are a new item on the Foreign MRE site. And in one of them was this little Chinese Type 13 goodie. And one, I'm thinking that is menu 1. So I will open this up on camera to see what it looks like. So there is their logo on the sticker. A bag of organic blue cornmeal for my long-term food storage. Augustin Farms honey cornbread muffin mix for my long-term food storage. A bag of 1,000 vegetarian-sized 00 capsules, which I fill with turmeric and black pepper, which I take as a supplement for my arthritis. A bag of Wise whole egg powder, freeze-dried egg powder for my long-term food storage. And when you're doing long-term food storage, it's good to have a variety of items, not just rice and beans. And although I have a few different rices, I got 4 different rices in my rice bucket. I probably got 6 or 7 different beans in my bean bucket. And I got 2 totes full of pastas. And I got this hyper tough cordless drill that replaces a drill that I had stolen from me years ago. Just never bothered to replace. Gamma lid. So it makes this type of lid easy to open and close after you snap this onto the bucket. And I had to go pick up this bucket because they shipped it to a Walmart instead of shipping it to me. And I was supposed to have 3 more buckets with the flat lids, like this one, but somebody messed up, and then Walmart had to do another order. But this bucket and lid, plus one of the buckets in the set of 3 that I'm supposed to get next week, those will be for my bucket Berkey when I put that together. I won the Berkey parts from Alaska Prepper, and I have those in another mail call video, which is already up on the channel. Oh, King of Fun. No, I'm not a nun, I'm a Muslim. So, I suppose if I wear black, people might think I'm a nun, but, you know, I don't wear black all the time. I just chose it today, and I layered it up because it's freaking cold outside here. I'm checking the chat again, so we can, long-term food storage, if you decide to do this, you know, find foods that have a long shelf life, store them in a decent environment, temperatures not too high, and humidity as low as possible. Although in my small apartment, that's going to be a challenge in the summer, because I have less than, I think my apartment is like less than 800 square feet. But then again, that might depend on the size of the feet too. But I have a north-facing apartment, so I think that will help a little bit. But I don't have a storage unit or room that can be kept cold all the time to put all of this type stuff in. So my closets, under my bed, any place that I can find that is not going to be exposed to heat, that's where I'm sticking all of it. I tried to get into Bitcoin, but because my computer has issues, it keeps crashing, I can't keep my Bitcoin miner going all the time. If I could afford it, I would buy a separate computer. I have 2 other computers, but they are messed up. I think I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I can't get them to go. So, I don't know. I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with them, because I'd like to have a computer that I can dedicate solely to Bitcoin, but that is something that I will not make a priority. I do not own any paper wealth like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, any of that stuff. I collect hard, like U.S. coins and currency. I have foreign coins and currency. I got silver, a little bit of gold, and that's how I do that. I don't have a whole lot of it. You know, I'll pick up a piece here and there. Let's see, I'm looking at the chat again. Yep, I have my medical supplies stashed in a few different boxes and bags. What I'd like to get is one of those Canadian Prepper bug out rolls. That is, when you extend it out, put all of the sections onto it, it can probably be as long as I am tall. So if I can get one of those, the red one I would use for medical supplies and just have it all organized into one place, and I can see where everything is, instead of having it scattered in a whole bunch of different bags and boxes. Yeah, yeah, do that. I recently won a tourniquet that was in a previous mail call from Dynamic Prepper, and it's the first real tourniquet that I have acquired. All I had so far was those little tiny rubber things that when you go into a doctor's office and a nurse or a doctor puts one of those things around you, around your arm, say, for instance, if I go to a blood center and I want to donate blood, they put one of those things around my upper arm, say about here, then they put the needle into here to start capturing the blood, to pull it down into the bag, and then when it's done, they just pop it off and it's done. It's just those little rubber things. I got several of those, so I have those in kits. But that rat's tourniquet is now part of my trauma kit, and I have that in a bag that, although the straps are crap, I could have that in my trike basket, but I have that in my trauma kit, which is in my bug out stuff, but I want to get a few more tourniquets to put into other kits. Oh, Jeep Things Outdoors. I see you popped in through the cat door. I don't have a dog, so I can't say dog door. But yeah, I got a bunch of stuff in the mail. And as soon as I get another set of buckets, I can build my bucket Berkey that I won from Alaska Prepper. And the link to his channel is in the description of that mail call video where I opened that setup. So that's the two filter stacks, the primer to prime the filters to get them ready for use, and the spigot that goes into the catch bucket, which is the bottom bucket. And if you want to see how to build those, Rural Readiness has one. Actually, she put that up on the Prepper X channel. Alaska Prepper has one on his channel. And then Step 1 Survival has one on his channel, but he put 4 stacks in his bucket Berkey instead of just 2. But I'm sure there are other channels out there that have done demos on how to build a bucket Berkey. Creative redundancy. Guess what? I'm going to modify you. I am so going to modify you. I hope you don't mind. There you go. You got yourself another wrench. You got room for it in your toolbox? As I said, the temperature is -5 Fahrenheit, -20 Celsius. That was a check. Ravencoin, I've never heard of that. So, again, with my computer issues, I don't think I'm going to bother with any crypto unless I can get a computer that I can dedicate solely to the crypto mining and not use it for anything else. Oh, nice shades. NEMS MRE. I hope you're not staying up too late because it's kind of early in the morning over there in your part of the world. Jewish Redneck Preppers. Welcome to my live show. This is just a one-off mail call live stream that I wanted to do with all these goodies that I got. So, again, the Foreign MRE has these tins. And when Nina showed these off, she had one of these packed full of stuff, and the fork and the USMRE spoon fits in there straight. You don't have to angle it. And she had it loaded with coffees and all kinds of goodies. And when I got my ration order, this little Chinese goodie was inside this. And I will open this up on camera later. Although I might even do it when I review this just to have it in one video. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I just might do that because this thing is so small and it feels like it's those compressed ration bars like the ones that they're selling that are in a different package than this. I actually wouldn't mind trying some of those other ones, but that'll be for another time. Yeah, if you haven't checked out the other channels, people from the other channels that are in here, go ahead, check them out, show them some love, build up the community. Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft. Yes, those are nice tins, and you can use these for all kinds of things. You can organize craft supplies, you can organize like small parts in your shop. You can organize, if you get a lot of rations and you don't use all the components, for instance, I don't use a lot of the seasonings, or I will save the wipes and some of the other items I may not use. Say if I have 2 drinks in here that are the same, I'll make one up and I'll save the other. I will make one of these a gift for a certain person who will remain nameless at this time. But I'll pack it up with some other stuff that I already have in a bag for this person. It's a gift, and I'm still looking for more stuff to send over, but that will be for another time. And when I do send it, the recipient will do a mail call and open it up and be surprised. So that's my intention for one of these. So I know one I'll keep for myself. I'm not sure what I'll do with the third one. I'll figure that out later. King of Fun. Shalom. And because I'm Muslim, I would say Assalamu alaikum. So salam means peace, just like a shalom does. Unless someone changed the meaning last night, which I hope not. Yeah, Nem, I'm sure it was confusing, but, that's life. Yep, that's good. Showing the love around the world. Nem is in England. I would love to go to England. I subscribe to a lot of British channels and some Scottish ones, and I see where these people are going to do their camps, or some do ration reviews out in the forest or by a lake or river. Just that country. There's so much more to see than the middle of Iowa where I'm at. And I'm sure Jeep Things Outdoors would agree that there's so much in the world to see that we just can't do right now. Hey, that works. Let's talk about prepping. That's good. That's showing the love. Hey, James Ortiz. Guess what? Modified. I hope you don't mind. Oh, King of Fun. I might have to double check that because I am a Polska. I don't know a lot of Polish, which I wish I did. I learned more Spanish because that was available to me when I was in school. Oh, yeah, I'm going to modify. Oh, yeah. Johnny, you just got modified. I hope you don't mind. Oh, let's see. I'm going to be on a kick. Oh, look who's going to get a blue wrench now. I just modified another person. I hope you don't mind. Oh, sometimes I like to call myself a troll, as in trolling for stuff to shoot video of or new opportunities to take advantage of. Yeah, I have a troll, a little purple one with green hair, but that one belongs to Mila actually. My cat owns that one. Uh, Lou Ostat. Am I saying that correctly? Is that Deutsch? I'm I'm not good with the Deutsch. I played around with a little years ago when I had a foreign coin book and a currency book. I was identifying coins for people on in a coin chat years ago, but I sold all those when I was getting ready to move out of my old place to here because I was downsizing. Of course, now that I'm a prepper, I've upsized again. But I have different stuff than what I did before. But yeah, I was more active in collecting, because I was earning more money than I get now. Because right now all I have is disability and what I pick up from, people gift me things, or if I sell something, which I got some items listed on the eBay marketplace. Yeah, that would leave a mark, King of Fun. That would definitely leave a mark. Oh, Swedish. So my bad. Sorry. I thought it was Deutsch. I have never messed with any of those other languages. I dabbled in French years ago, but not Swedish. But after taking a year of French in high school, in college I went back to Espanol because I like that more. And my French was coming out like Spanish anyway, so I went back to Spanish. Spent a month in Mexico back in '86. Well, Spanish is my second language, but I've also dabbled, like I said, I dabbled in French. I dabbled in a bit of Russian, but I don't know a whole lot of those. I know a little bit of Polish, and at my mosque, I'm around a lot of Somali, so I'm picking up a little Somali, and of course, I'm messing with a little Arabic. But if I read it, it has to be that big, otherwise, no go. I can't read if it's really small. I have issues with that. Yeah, Lou, that would probably be about right because that's the general area. And they probably mixed years ago, or decades, or centuries, or whatever. Um, I'm looking at my chat. If you see me looking away, that means I'm looking at my computer to read the chat. So, Oh, Norse, that would be interesting. Norse would be interesting. Oh, Turkish, that would be. I have listened to Turkish. I think I would have a hard time picking up on it. But if I listen to Italian or Portuguese, I can pick up some of that because they are that similar to Spanish. They're closer to Spanish than French is, really, I think. But that's just my opinion. Oh, Mandarin. Yeah, if you can, that would be a real linguistic challenge to learn Mandarin or Cantonese or any of the other dialects. That would be a very good accomplishment if you can pull that off. Or even Japanese, I think would be any of those other languages would be a real linguistic challenge. Yeah, sometimes if your only language is English, and some people are not even good at that, stick to it. But I would like to use other languages more. I just don't get that opportunity. But I thought about doing some of my videos in Spanish, but I don't think I would get much of a draw with that, so I'm not going to do that. Well, it is 9:15, so I don't know how long I've been on. I don't know how to track that, and I really don't care. Yeah, yep, I would agree. And there's a lot of other influences in the English language. I would agree with that, Johnny, that there's a lot of other influences. But yeah, I would like to dabble in more languages, just like I want to learn more about herbalism. That's another thing I want to get good at. But to take classes online would be probably more expensive than the 2 years of classes I took locally here. But it was worth it, in my opinion, to learn about medicine. I got a couple of books, and I want to get some more. Yeah, and CR, it's also easier when you're younger. Your brain is more apt to pick up stuff like that. So I used to hear a little bit of Polish when I was younger from my Polish relatives. They would speak it. My mother learned Polish before she learned English, even though she was born in the U.S. and her mother was born in the U.S. They both learned Polish before learning English, but my mom has lost a lot of her Polish. She can understand it some, but she doesn't speak it hardly anymore. And because she's going deaf, communicating in general has to be more written with her, which really bugs the crap out of me. But I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to work out a solution for her. My H2O storage is a mix of whatever containers I can fill and slap a lid on and stash somewhere. I have all kinds of containers filled with water. I scatter them throughout my apartment. I have a few small, stiff plastic bottles in my freezer. And what I do with those, if my power goes out, I will transfer those to my fridge to help keep those things in there cold longer. So, and of course, if I have to right now, in the middle of winter, because it's still cold here, I could put stuff outside to keep it cold if I needed to. If my power goes out, and I have not had to do that yet. I have relied on my ice packs and my frozen water bottles. But again, I got water storage scattered all over the place. I probably have close to 70 gallons if I've added it all up. Well, if you have a larger place, those big blue water barrels that you can put pumps on, if you can get some of those, sometimes you might be able to get them used in good condition. If you can get yourself a couple of those, they hold 55 gallons each, or 50 gallons, I'm not sure what they are. If you can get something like that, a couple of those, just two of those would give you 110 gallons. And those, I have a 6.5 gallon water jerry can. That's probably off, say from here to about, off the back up. Say from here to about there, that tall, and it's about that wide. If you can get some like that, they're hard like a gas jerry can, but they're meant for water. And another thing that I scored 3 laundry detergent jugs. One of them is a little over 2 gallons, or just shy of 2 gallons. And then I have 2 that are a little bit more than 1 gallon. So that gives me 4 gallons of water, and I keep those in my bathroom. For, the jugs got cleaned out, but those would be like for washing or bathing or pouring down the toilet to flush it. So that's what I got those for in the bathroom. Yeah. What you might want to do if you're unsure about the water that's in those containers, put some, you can put some bleach in it. I just watched a video last night on using pool shock to purify water. It's a powder that you normally put into a swimming pool to sanitize the water in it. It comes in a powder. You can probably get it at Walmart. I might even get me a bag or 3 of that. You can put potassium permanganate in there. You can put iodine in there. All of those will purify the water. Or if you pump it out, you run it through a filter like a Berkey or Alexapure or one of those, or run some through your Sawyer or Life Straw or whatever camping water filter you have, or use some tablets to treat a small amount of it. You can do that. Keep my water with no critters in it. Make sure the caps and lids are tight. On some of my containers, I will put a piece of plastic wrap on top and then put the lid on. I've done that to some of my jugs. But others, the lids are, just make sure the lids are tight. I keep them away from direct light, most of them. I have a few containers on my kitchen counter which are like, you really can't see through. A couple of them you can't see through, and a couple of them you can see through a little bit, but those are for like washing water, and I could sanitize those. But the rest of them are pretty much out of light in my closet. I have a few stashed elsewhere that they're hidden by other things. So that's pretty much how I'm doing my water storage. Grinding teeth, I'm not going to go there. That's not an important subject to me. Yep. Swapping out the water. Although I haven't been doing that to some of it. Some I have so far hidden I can't. I'd have to take a whole lot of stuff out in order to get at it. So right now I'm gonna wait till maybe spring when I do some of that. Yep. Yeah, Lou, I would probably double bag just in case the one of the bags might get punctured. It might add a little more strength to that water storage if you double bag it. Oh, hidden numismatist, welcome. Not too many coin heads come here, but yeah, I'm a bit of a collector. I don't have a whole lot. I haven't done much lately, although a couple months ago I did hit up a local coin shop and I got a little bit of 90% silver, a few pieces. I got some halves, I got some quarters, I got some dimes, and I got 3 steel cents. So, yeah, I was happy to pick those up. Yep. Yeah, let's talk about prepping. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that in the spring. I'm probably gonna be rearranging a lot of stuff. Now that I have a dehydrator, I'm going to take a lot of my canned food and dehydrate it and put it into bags, and then those will go in buckets. And that'll reduce my volume. It won't reduce the amount of food, but it'll cut down the volume, and then that will make room for new stuff because I got my cans scattered in a few different places. And I use those pop crates when you go into a store and you see someone pushing a hand truck loaded with those pop crates that hold 2-liter bottles or 6 or 8 pack bundles, and they're restocking the store shelves with that or taking it to their stock room. Somehow I got a crap ton of those. I probably have 10 of them myself, and I've taken some to my mosque to use to put in our storeroom there so that we have some items up off the floor because we have had some floods there, and I had to throw away a crap ton of toilet paper because of that last flood that we had in there. And so I put a few more of those pop crates, setting them upside down, and that gets some things up a few inches off the floor, and I think that's going to help for now. Unless we get water up to here, which I hope not, because then we would be in a real world of hurt. Jerry's Woodshop and Outdoors. Welcome to my impromptu live show. I was doing a mail call showing the stuff that I received in the mail in the past few days. And I can if someone, yeah, I can show some of these off again if you'd like. But to answer hidden numismatist, someone called me a Sunni. I just prefer to call myself a Muslim. You know, keep it simple. That's what I like. I don't like to get too complicated with a lot of stuff. So again, I'll say this: if you haven't checked out some of the other channels that are represented here, go check them out. Show them love. I have tested both of my filters. James, what I have the first one that I got, actually won from Rogue Preparedness. I won a giveaway from her, and that one was called an Aqua Pura, but now I've seen the same filter go under the name E-Tech City. So it's a blue and orange filter straw that looks sort of like a live straw, and it has a back flushing syringe. That was the first one I got. And then I bought a Sawyer Mini, and one of my way back videos, I did a comparison of the flow rate between those two filters by filtering rainwater that I had captured on my deck. I put a container out, captured rainwater, and put that in a couple of my flat water bags that both of the filters can screw onto easily. The Aquapura / E-Tech, they are compatible with the same water bags that the Sawyer is. So I put the same amount of water in each bag, and I ran it through those filters to see the flow rate, and then I tasted them. And I haven't had a chance to use them since, because the camps that I've gone to had on-site water which has already been treated, and so I didn't have to filter or treat it. So, but I hope to go on to a camp where I will be able to actually use either my water filter or my tablets, which I do. When I get water purification tablets in Ration, I do store those, so that's how I build up my supply a little bit, in addition to buying some on my own. Have a good night, Art and Nina, and again, thanks for the freebie. I will be checking this out on camera soon. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do this as a live stream or if I'm just going to shoot video and then upload it overnight. I set my videos to upload overnight when I do that, because my connection is so slow, and it takes hours even for a 15-minute video to upload. And yes, I do it in HD because I want the best quality that I can give to you, my viewers. So, Hidden Numismatist, have a good night. Thanks for dropping in. And I haven't plugged the super chat. As you can see, I have the super chat on. Now that I'm monetized, I'm able to do that. So, just if you see that dollar symbol, that's what that is, a super chat. So I have that available. I have not had anyone test it out because I just turned it on a few days ago. Since I got monetized, I was able to do that. So just letting you know that's there. Now, thanks. Well, I'm hoping that before I lost my monetization, I had built up like $29 and some odd cents. But I have to wait until I get the first 100 before YouTube will cut me a check. Yep. Patreon. It's Patreon. I'm going to type that in the chat. I do have a Patreon account. That is, the link to that is on my About page. The link to my PayPal email address is on there. So I just put those there. I let people decide for themselves if they want to kick in. Oh, and Nathan's MRE. Wow, thank you. So, for those that are not familiar with Super Chat, what Nathan did is he hit the Super Chat, decided on an amount, and so that, I'm not sure how that will work. So, I guess when that builds up to a certain amount, I will get a portion of that. So, and now you see that number, the 20, his channel logo, and the amount. So yeah, he did that. That's called a super chat. And if you write a comment, that gets highlighted. See, Jeep Things Outdoors just did that again. And I think it's cool that comes up in different colors. So thank you, Johnny. And I think what I might do with that, I think I'm going to bank the super chats. And when I get a certain amount of that, I might buy me an actual camera because I do everything with my phone. And if I shoot video with my webcam, it's all choppy. So I will only use that for Hangouts or if I stream on it. But I think streaming on my phone and using my hotspot and then only having my computer on for reading the chat, I think that's easier on my Wi-Fi because otherwise my computer would just crash. And my browser crashed earlier during this stream, so I'm looking at the chat again. Well, Shiloh Sky buying a camera would be spending it on myself because that would mean I could shoot better videos and maybe just have my phone as a backup because right now when I go out to shoot video, say if I'm the YouTuber meetup, I was shooting with my phone and I did not have to resort to a tablet, but I do have tablets that I could shoot video with. So, a timeout, if you're not familiar with that, King of Fun was timed out for a certain amount of time. He will not be able to comment until the timeout period ends. I let a new mod time me out just for practice, just to see how that works. And then when the timeout ended, I reported back what I saw, what I was able to do, what I was not able to do. Oh, NEMS MRE, 5 pounds. And the comment is, great live, Caitlin, keep it up. Oh, yes, and you do the same. You do the same. I'm going to watch your jerky video later. I haven't seen it yet, but I will take a look at that later. And I'll find out if you enjoyed that jerky. So do not give any spoilers because I want to watch it and see what you liked about those. Like I said earlier, I just leave the Patreon link in my About page on my channel, on my homepage. Same with my PayPal email. I just put those there. I let people decide for themselves if they want to do it. I haven't actively pushed them. Once in a while I might mention it, that I do have those available, but I just leave them there. I don't push it. Maybe I'm not pushy enough, I don't know, but that's just how I've chosen to do it. So, anyone else have any questions for me or stuff you want to talk about while I have a drink of tea? Or do you want me to show any of the items that I got? That's okay, James. If you need to go to bed, by all means, you come and go as you please. That's how I feel about it. Christmas books. I don't know about Christmas books. I don't have any. See, I'm a Muslim, not a Christian, so I don't have those. I don't have a need for them. But if someone gives me something like that, then I pass it on to someone else. you know, I don't want to throw stuff like that away. I pass it on to someone else. Bus system here on Sundays, it sucks. Like, I left Walmart after picking up this bucket. I had to wait over a crappin' hour, like an hour and a half for a bus, because they don't go by that Walmart very often. And the Walmart.com shipped it to that particular store instead of to another one, or to ship it directly to me like I would have preferred. And then there's snow at that bus stop and no clear path. There's no sidewalk there, so I had to walk around to the truck entrance in order to get into the parking lot so I can get into the dang store. And so after I picked up the bucket, I just kind of loitered in there. I ate a couple of snacks that I had in my purse. And raided the water fountain a few times. They let me loiter there for a bit so I wouldn't have to stand outside for so dang long. I'm doing another weather check. -6 Fahrenheit wind chill. -21 Fahrenheit. -21 Celsius. -29 wind chill. That's -29 Celsius. So just mostly clear, but wind chill advisory is what we have here. With wind chills that low, you can get frostbite in a short amount of time. So I cover myself like crazy. In fact, I still got my long johns on. I haven't bothered to take them off yet. Now, I actually have 2 pairs of safety goggles. I have one in my get-home bag, and I have another one in my bug-out stash. I want a different backpack for my bug-out bag because what I have is just not right. And my camping pack, I want to have that specifically for camping instead of bug out because, you know, it's a heavy Polish military 75-liter pack, and it doesn't have very good attachment points for attaching gear on the outside of the pack. And the lid pocket is just big enough to hold a poncho that's folded up really small. I got that and a flashlight in there, plus a couple of small beaners. But I want a different pack for a bug-out bag. Actually, I do. I have backup glasses. I have them in a couple of different places, and I have a couple of pairs of sunglasses, and sunglasses I wear are the kind that fit over my glasses, so I don't have to take these thick things off to put my sunglasses on. But one of those pairs, the bow broke, and I have it together with a piece of duct tape, but I think I'm going to eventually replace those with another pair. But yeah, I do have older glasses, and when I'm able to get these replaced, these will simply go into my stash as one of my extras. They got lenses have scratches all over them. Oh, have a good night, Nathan. Your live show is very good, even though you had some issues. You have lots of goodies there. You're going to have lots of fun with those. So, have a good night. Thanks for dropping in. And again, thanks for the little kick to the tin, so to speak. Oh, the Molly, I need a Molly pack so I could use those. I have a couple of Molly strips, plastic ones, that I can use, but I don't have a Molly pack to use those on. So that's what I'm hoping to get soon. And I have one coming to me that I just paid shipping for that I'm going to test. I don't know what the size is. I should be getting that, I think, next week sometime. So if it's big enough, I might actually set that up as my bug out bag and check the quality of that out and see how well I can attach some Molly things to it. So yeah, I could probably use those Molly clips later on, Will. I just don't have a pack to put them on right now. But that should be coming soon. I'm not sure exactly when I'll get it. I'll have to check the tracking on that. Yeah. Security is something that I don't talk a lot about because I don't want to give away what I'm able to do in this apartment. But yeah, when you live in an apartment, you cannot do any real modifications. I'd like to put an actual Charlie bar on my slider, but I might have to do that on a down low. Do it in a way where it's not actually attached permanently to the frame with the screws. I'll have to figure something out, but I do want something to... I'm on the second floor. And because I have... the deck is supported from underneath with posts, and then my deck supports the one above it. So, yeah, having something to protect my slider, I need to improve that, but I have to do it in a way that I'm not making a real modification to the building itself. But I do have some things for protection. I just do not talk about those because I think that's part of OPSEC that I don't want to blow. Well, she's a queen. Mila is a queen. When someone comes into my apartment, she hides. So if I have a maintenance guy coming in to, say, fix my plumbing, which I've had to have that done a bunch of times, Mila will hide. And she will not come out until a few, maybe a half hour to an hour after that person has left. And she's 15 years old, so she's a queen more than a guard. Well, that'll be a great topic, Will. I hope that doesn't interfere with tomorrow's show from Backwoods Law, because I like going to his. But yeah, a security one would be good. Again, I will not talk about some of the things that I'm doing just because, I need to keep some things to myself. No, I have not done that, but because I have a lot of canned food, I can't do that. And lately, the past several Fridays, I have come home with a lot of food from the mosque when we have the Friday lunches. I have a crap ton of that, so I can eat from that. Oh, wow! Hoople's cat. Welcome to my live show. And thanks for the super chat. Blessings. Get some cat treats. Actually, I do have cat treats as part of Mila's preps. And I have bags of cat food. I keep those in her carrier. and I have a dish in there as well. So I got room in there. I can put more stuff for the queen. Hoop, that C on Hoople's super chat, that's Canadian dollars. So 10 Canadian dollars is probably, I think it's about 7 US. I'm not sure. The exchange rate kind of goes sideways. I don't check that a lot. I'm reading Hoople's chats. Yeah, pets are our kids. Yep, prepper spending. You know, these items that I got, well, some of the stuff in the ration that I do not use, I save. You know, for instance, the spoon I will not use because I use my foreignemery.com spork to eat with when I'm eating a ration. And, you know, the extra stuff that's in there that I do not use, I save. And stuff like this, since this is in a paper bag, I'm going to throw it in a plastic bag. And because it's cold out here, I'm going to put it on the deck instead of putting it in my freezer. Oh, wow. Just-in-time prepping. Wow, you're giving out of your need, but thanks a lot. Wow. Yeah, now Hoople says boom. Will's been saying it a lot when someone drops the super chat. Wow, this is crazy. I didn't expect to get this many in the first time that I have the super chat on. But this is definitely going to help out my channel. And I do want to buy an actual camera instead of having to rely on my phone and having tablets as a backup. So, yeah, and yeah, I gotta measure my spigot because I'm not sure if I have a drill bit that's big enough to drill the right size hole. I'll have to check that out later. Now that I got an actual drill. Yeah, I'm just gonna open this up. I'm gonna take this thing out of the box. Here is the drill itself, and it already has the battery on it. It's a 18-volt NiCad. There is a bit back here. One end is Phillips, and one. So there's the Phillips end, and this is the straight or flat tip. And I'll turn it so you can put my thumb behind it so you can, oops, not. There, that's the flat end. And it has a little slat right back there. This is a keyless chuck. And also in the box, instructions, and this little white box. Green knife. This was sent to me as in a gift box from Jimmy Slash. He does knife reviews, so in here is the charger to charge the battery. And they charge the battery separate from the drill, I believe. So I'll check this out later to see if there's any charge to it, or just go ahead and charge the battery. But as I said earlier, this drill replaces one that was stolen from me years ago, and I just never bothered to replace it. I'm going to look at the chat again. Not two batteries. This one only has one. But yeah, I'll check this out later. I'm not going to mess with it tonight. And I got my Berkey parts in another box over there somewhere. So now that I got a drill, I'm going to measure that spigot to see how wide it is, and then I got to check my bits to see if I got a bit that's wide enough to drill the hole in my bottom bucket. Oh, got more of that white stuff, hooples. We have a lot here. We just didn't get a whole lot lately, but I'm going to put the forecast up again. We're not supposed to get any more of the white stuff for next week. It's just saying partly sunny or sunny, depending on the day. But we have a crap ton of snow already, and I think it's time to just let it all go. Gray Man Outdoors, you are missed. You were missed in Will's stream yesterday. Everybody was talking about you. Were your ears itching? Oh, yeah, I can believe that, Hooples, because we're getting dumped on. Of course, the end of last month we got dumped on, and we're still dealing with that snow. The parking lot of my building is just one solid ice sheet. I have to wear my spikes. Oh, Nim, it's part of being in the northern part of the U.S. You know, I was born in Nebraska. I spent a few years there, most of my life in Iowa. When I was in Arkansas back in the mid-'80s, we got some snow down there, but more ice than snow is the big problem down there. And my brother finished high school down in Arkansas, and they would cancel classes for a half-inch of snow because they're just not equipped to handle a lot of ice and snow down there. They don't have the hard resources like a lot of plows and treatment trucks to drop brine or salt sand mix to deal with all that. Not like up here in Iowa. We're pretty good with that here in the city as well as elsewhere in the state, although I think it could be better. Yes, that is true. Let's talk about prepping. When it's cold, the bugs are gone. They get frozen up. I don't have hardly any stink bugs coming in here. That's the big problem here is stink bugs. Sue Nelson. All the gang from... That's right, Sue. Yep, they all decided to show up in my mail call live stream. Oh, yeah, CR, I've had to do that too. And when I was in Nebraska, I remember as like 73, there was a really bad blizzard, and the school that I was attending, No one could go home at the end of the school day. The staff stayed in the building. The students stayed in the building. And it was nuts. And then some idiot decided to pull a fire alarm, and we all ran out of the building, some of us in bare feet. I ran out of the building in my pajamas and bare feet in that snow, and that was nuts. But I didn't have to stay outside too long because someone figured out that some idiot decided to pull a fire alarm in the middle of the night. Yeah, I don't doubt it, Nim. But I have watched a few videos from your side of the pond where there has been snow, but then the next time I see a video from a few days later, it's all gone. I'm reading chat, so you see me looking away, that means I'm looking at my computer to read the chat. Keith is a... Yep. Keith can be a trip, but you know what? Different is good. And I can be different too. I will admit to being weird sometimes. Oh, I wish I could go back to work, but I haven't worked in almost 10 years. And I'm 53, and I don't think anybody would hire me. We got a lot of age discrimination here. Employers don't like to hire older workers unless you got some serious mad skills and you got education up the dupa. Oh, this is, this stream, I just decided to do random. Originally, I was going to shoot a couple of different mail call videos to split these up, but then I thought, you know what? I'm going to stream it. I just want to see who comes in to see all my goodies. And just have a casual chat about stuff. Have a good night, Jeep Things. Oh wow, let's talk about prepping. Thanks for the kick to the tin. I haven't checked to see how. I haven't been really trying to keep track. I will look later to see the total amount that kicks in. I'm not sure much longer I'm going to stay in. I'll probably end this pretty soon. I don't know. It's after 10 o'clock here in Iowa. But again, thanks for the support. Thanks for your all showing up. Just to see a bunch of random stuff like blue cornmeal. Yeah, I like different stuff. I've had blue corn tortillas before. I think I got them from some place that was serving them. I do not see them in the stores. I only see the yellow corn, white corn, and the flour tortillas. I have never seen blue corn tortillas in the store, but I see the blue cornmeal. So I already have 2 Mylar bags full of it. And this will be going into a Mylar bag later. But yeah, it gives me variety in my food storage. That's why I get these different things like this muffin mix. Alaska Prepper reviewed this stuff. So he opened one of the cans that he bought and he made a small batch of it to taste test it. And he likes it. You just add water to this. But he made 6 muffins. 4 of them he put butter on top before he put it in the oven. And then the other two he did not put butter on, and he wanted to see how they were in taste and texture, and he liked the ones better with the butter on it. But you can make it as cornbread or muffins, whatever you do cornbread mix for. So, and it was on sale on Amazon for less than $10 for that can, so I ordered one. Now have a good night, John. Catch you on the flip side. Yeah, let's talk about prepping. Yeah, I do have a PayPal on the PayPal email on my About page. If you go to my channel's homepage and you click on the About tab, you see my PayPal info, my Patreon link. I also have a GoFundMe there as well. But that one hasn't had anything on it for quite some time. And no one has hit on the Patreon, but I just leave them there in case people want to do it. I make the decision entirely up to them. They decide if they want to do it. If they can't, that's fine. You know, not everybody can drop me a super check. But for those that did, I am very thankful for it. That is going to, no matter how much is taken out for YouTube's cut, and the same with when I get my first check, now that I'm monetized, you know, that will go towards, you know, I want to use some of the money to buy an actual camera that I can go out and shoot video with, so I don't have to rely solely on my phone to do it, because sometimes when my phone gets, especially in the summer, it overheats and it will shut down, even if I have it plugged into a power bank. I keep it in a hard case to protect it. It's a Samsung Galaxy S5. I've had that since 14, and I have not upgraded that since. I no longer have the Sprint service on it, but I can still shoot video, I can still go to the internet, and I can still live stream. And I keep some different apps on it, so I can use those. But I don't have an actual camera. I've tried different ones, but they all are just crap. They stop working after a while, and, you know, screw it. I'm not messing with those until I can get enough money. I can buy a legit camera, like a GoPro, or like, you know, one that actually is good quality instead of a piece of crap that'll die on you after a couple of uses. I'm looking at the chat again. Now that noise, that's a ding on my phone. That just means that I got a Facebook message, but you know, ignore that. I didn't turn my noises off. I probably should have, but I didn't. There are several YouTubers who have GoPros. In fact, Jiu-Jitsu 2000 just got a GoPro 7. And so he just received that, so he will be testing that out. So that's going to be an upgrade to his current one that he had been using. But yeah, look for his videos on that when he starts taking that out to use. No, that's right, Grandman Outdoors. If you look at the distance shots, everything looks curved, you know, distant, like you're in, if you shoot in a forest, the trees in the distance look like they're bent when they're actually not. It's just the way that thing works. But yeah, close-up stuff is awesome. And I want either a head mount or a chest mount so that I can be totally hands-free when I'm doing certain things. I think that gives fun shots when you do that, when you have a head mount or a chest mount. Survival Russia, he puts his on his hat. He wears a hat with a bill, and he puts his on his hat when he wants to be hands free. Oh, let's talk about prepping. Congrats! You are going to have so much fun with that thing. I hope it'll serve you well. Yep. I have this Galaxy S5. It does good. And I have a video editor that I can use to splice segments together and upload directly from that. So I do that sometimes. And I had to go through several different ones because they would either not work for uploading, or I couldn't upload files over a certain size, or they wouldn't convert to a format that YouTube accepts. So yeah, that was a problem, but I found one that does work on my phone, and it will render the video to the right format, and then I can upload it directly to YouTube without having to transfer it to my computer first to run through my editor. Oh, wow, Hooples, you done it again. Yeah, that C is $7 Canadian, so that's what he dropped. For GMO? No, I get enough GMOs. I would rather not eat GMOs, but, it is what it is, so I need a drink of tea. Oh yeah, that'll be the day. No, I don't store gasoline. I don't have a vehicle. I don't have a generator. I don't have any power tools that require gas. In fact, all my power tools are either battery, or I can plug it in. I have a rotary tool that I have to plug in because it's not battery powered. It's like a Dremel knockoff, but those are the only power tools that I have. I've never owned any other because I've never lived in a place where I can actually have a home workshop, which would be so fun to have. I took shop classes in high school, and I enjoyed it. I have 2 tables that I made in those classes. And I am very proud of them. And if I have to move again, those things are going with me. I don't care. Those tables are coming with me. Nonsense prepper. Oh, gray. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that'll work, but I don't want to call him genetically modified outdoors. That wouldn't be good. Gray man, I hope you don't mind. I think they're just having fun with it. I've heard it said that you tease the ones you love because you love them. You just want to have a little fun. So again, for those that came in after I opened up all my goodies, if you want to see something again, I can pull it up. My 3rd package of powdered whole egg. So I labeled a bucket eggs and dairy, so this and my other bag of powdered egg will go in there. I got a couple of bags of powdered milk that will go in there. I got 1 milk bag on the way, so that will go in there. And now that I have my dehydrator, I'm going to dehydrate a lot of my canned fruits and vegetables to condense them, reduce their volume, and preserve them so that they'll last longer. I did I dehydrated cans of beans, cans of mixed vegetables. I threw in some spices. I dehydrated some mushroom paste, threw that in, and made a soup mix. A vegetarian soup mix. I did not add any meat flavorings because I did not have any that was not already put into a Mylar bag for long-term storage. So that is in my bucket that I have labeled meals and entrees. So that's where that one is. Oh, I do a little bit on eBay each month. For instance, this was eBay. And this was eBay. These capsules are eBay. The drill, Walmart. This bucket and this lid, Walmart. And I got 3 more buckets with flat lids coming. I was supposed to have them already, but somebody screwed up and sent them elsewhere. So Walmart had to do a reorder for me. So I'm going to get those next week. And I haven't received them yet, but I have a packet of medicinal herb seeds coming. I want to try some shaded. I don't know what I can grow in the shade on my deck. I have some planters, but I need to drill holes in the 3 small ones because I tried growing some herbs in them, but because they didn't have drainage holes, well, you know what happened to those after a while. Yeah, they went to crap. So I got 2 bigger square planters and I got those 3 smalls. But I don't have any potting soil, and I want to try some seeds or buy some plants and transplant into them, but I don't know. I need to find out what grows in shade. My apartment faces north. I got trees that block sun, and from the west I got a building and the adjoining deck that blocks the sun. So I don't know what I can do. I'll have to figure that out. Well, Hooples, it's better to have it. It's better to need it and have it, or have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Lou, saw you in, yeah, got to keep some things on the down low, just like I keep my security on the down low. Yeah, Keith, I got enough quarters to do a lot of laundry. I was supposed to sell something tonight, but the person has left town and will not be back for a while, so I promised the person that I would hold the item. And I had a couple people interested in a couple other items that I have up on the Facebook Marketplace, just wherever. I don't know how people find those things, but one person decided not to buy that item, and I haven't heard back from the third person who had initially made contact. But who knows? I'm just going to keep trying with those. If I don't sell them, well, they'll just end up being barter items. I'm reading the chat again. Oh yeah, Gray Man. I don't think he wants a purse. I don't think that's his type, unless he wants to buy it for a female relative. Now that I could see him doing, but yeah, I don't see him with a purse. That I don't think that's his style. Huh. Keith, I think you just got one upped. Read Grayman's comment. I think he just got one upped. Yep. If I don't sell these, I got some other purses that I've somehow picked up were given to me, but they're not my style. I like the over-the-shoulder messenger bag style because it hangs on me and I can be hands-free. That's the kind of bag that I want, and I keep a few survival items plus my EDC stuff in there. But yeah, that's the kind of bag I like. And these others that I have are either too small or just not the style that I like. I actually have another one that I'm going to put up soon. I just need to shoot the pictures and write it up and put that up and see how that goes. Well, if Gray Man wants to do that, that's fine. In fact, I put it in a mailer thinking this person would be since this person has left the city. I said, if you want me to mail it, if you pay me for shipping and give me the address, I'll mail it to you. But I haven't sealed the envelope, so I can take it out. But yeah, I'm going to sit on that for this person to see if I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but I'm communicating in Spanish through Facebook. So I'll wait to see if this person is going to come back and say, I want to go ahead and buy it. I mean, there's interest, just timing is not right at this time, I guess. So Jim, yeah, thanks a lot for dropping in. I don't know when I'm going to do a live next. I might try doing another live ration review. The ones that I've done, they've come out choppy. And Nathan's live stream was choppy because he had some issues on his end. But I'll do the same thing. I'll use my hotspot for my phone to connect, and just have my computer connected to my modem for reading the chat. That way, I'm not running two devices on the same connection, because my speed from CenturyLink is absolute crap. I had Mediacom before, that's a cable, but I had some issues with that, so I took that modem back. I took it back instead of them coming to pick it up from me, because some idiot came and said he had to have my monitor. He was saying monitor instead of modem. I said, no, I don't trust you. You're not going to take anything from me. I returned something, I will do it myself. I will take it. So I did not trust that guy. Because he just did not. I did not believe he was an actual Mediacom employee. So, yeah, I didn't even let him in my door. So that's how I handled that one. Oh yeah, that should be good. Will, I reviewed that G7 coffee that I got that from plain old Chuck, and Tack from AOK4G Adventures. She said that's her favorite camp coffee. She takes that when she goes camping. And I have 3 more sticks of that. So those are part of my camping supply now. I have a few other coffees that I either bought myself or someone at my mosque will give me some things. Just, she doesn't even know I prep. Very few people know, no one outside of YouTube, other than preppers that I know on Facebook. No one else knows I prep. My family doesn't know that I prep, but she doesn't know. But she gives me things like, although I don't have a Keurig or Keurig knockoff, I have a crap ton of those K-cups. They're about the size of a shot glass that you put in for a single brew. I have a whole crap ton of those, and I experimented with using those in my coffee maker. I just open them and put them into my coffee maker filter basket and brew it that way. I've done that with the coffee. I haven't done that with any of the other cocos or the ciders. But yeah, I have a crap ton of those. So you don't have to brew those in a Keurig type. You can open them up and just dump it into your coffee maker. Or if it's instant like cider or cocoa, you just dump it into your cup and then put the hot water in it. That's how I figured I'm using those. Or I could barter those. Oh, ice fishing is something I've never done. But Tack posted a picture on Facebook of a monster fish she got. No, actually, her wife Brenda caught it on their most recent ice fishing trip. I mean, that fish has got to be as long as this bag is tall, if not bigger. I mean, maybe it's that long. I mean, that was a huge fish that Brenda caught. Tack has it up on her Facebook page, and then they have pictures of the rest of the fish that they caught on their last trip, which is pretty recent. Oh, actually, speaking of pillows, I do have a memory foam pillow that I bought from a local Walgreens to use as my camp pillow instead of using a larger standard home pillow. And because it's a memory foam, I can roll it up and compact it, tie it up, and then I untie it, it'll bounce back. I have a memory foam seat cushion on another chair. I don't use it on this one, but I think I'm going to start doing that. But yeah, that's the camp pillow that I have. I have not taken it out yet because I haven't gone camping since I bought it, but I'd like to go out more, but because I don't drive, I can't get to places that I would like to go. And I don't know where I can go in the city where I can legally camp, or at least get away with what they call in England a wild camp. I don't know where I can do that here. Oh, actually, what Tack and Brenda do when they ice fish, they take chairs. They take their camp chairs and put them in their ice house, and they use a small Buddy Mr. Heater, the smaller of the two versions of the Mr. Heater, the one that uses one green propane tank instead of the one that can use two. So they put that in there to keep it warm, but yet somehow it does not melt the ice that is inside, that is underneath it. So that's what they do. They sit on chairs when they're in their ice house. Yeah, the one that Tack and Brenda have, and the one I've seen on Joe and Zach Survival, it's a collapsible one. They just open it up like a tent and set it up. And then they pack it when they leave. They just collapse it down, put it into the carry bag, take it back to their vehicle, and they're gone. Oh, actually, I did use carpet scraps and carpet insulation pad when I did a long-term camp with a bunch of people. I was, I went home frequently to take a shower and do laundry, but I had thick wall insulation, the hard foam board that had like a thick poster board type backing on each side instead of the thin paper. I had 2 slabs of that under my tent. Underneath my sleeping bag, I had a piece of carpet pad and a carpet, 2 blankets, and then I have my air mattress. Well, I did have an air mattress until I let someone borrow it and it popped. It was an older one, but I have replaced it since, and I've used that on a couple of camps. But I put a yoga mat down underneath that, and although I haven't been able to test it out yet, I have a Climate Static V insulated pad. So I am looking forward to testing that out in my next camp, whether it be using a hammock or my tent. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like until I find out from whoever my driver will be what kind of setup I'll be able to have. Yep, Keith, good stuff. Oh, no, CR, it's very good stuff. The carpet pad, if you get quality carpet pad, that can be about, see, that thick, which is the thick stuff that I had in 2011 and early 2012 when I was doing that long-term camp with some other people. I was not homeless at the time. It's just we got together and we did this. And yeah, that carpet pad really helped, and that thick wall insulation that I had underneath my tent. And then I got a big tent put over my small one because I was the medic of the group. So this big cabin tent that was set over my little one that I had at the time, that was my first aid station. So I had a first aid station in the camp so that if anyone needed any medical treatment, they knew where to go. And I kept the supplies that were donated, like hygiene supplies, I kept those in there as well. So distribute those. I distributed hand warmers, foot warmers. I kept clothes in there if people needed an extra change of clothes or new socks or whatever. Yeah. So I kept all that in there and I managed all that. So that was my role for the group. And that worked out very well. Yeah, that is often called reflectix. And I have also seen people use those if the silver-sided car sunshades that you put in your windshield or the back window of the car. I've seen people use those. And I do not have one, but I think that is a great idea. And I do have one of those reflective tarps. It's the USC reflective tarp that is not as rigid or stiff as the grabber space blanket, but it does have the grommets around it, so I could set it up as a tarp, you know, have it over me or whatever. I do have that, but I don't have anything that's smaller like my climate pad or my yoga mat to put underneath my sleeping bag. I don't have anything like that yet, but that will come. I will get something like that. You know, either that or I just fold that reflective tarp in half and put that underneath my whatever sleeping pad I'm using. It would also protect my sleeping pad from the ground, from getting poked. You know, I don't want to have to use my patch kit on my climate the first time I use it. That would not be good. Oh, yeah, that would be because that stuff, when you get the heat reflecting in there, yeah, you would probably want to have a little venting in there when you do that. Yeah, if you wrap yourself up in one of those blankets, you definitely want to sit on something to insulate yourself from the ground or the log or the rock or whatever you're sitting on, so that your dupa is not directly on the ground and sapping the heat from you. That would not be fun. Yep. And speaking of mylar, that little mylar piece that I found on the ground in a previous walk around when I was going somewhere, I walked from a bus stop or to a bus stop. I saw it. So, oh yeah, I'm grabbing that. It was dirty. I think it was from a bag, but it's got a lot of scrapes and cuts through it. But you know what? I'm still going to use it. I can put that down to set stuff on to keep it clean if the ground is wet or dirty. Or if I got snow where I'm at and I need to put something down on the ground, I'll put it on that piece so it keeps it dry. But yeah, I have several the thinner mylar blankets, and in one of my recent mail calls, I opened up a pack of the camo ones. They're camo on one side instead of silver or orange or gold on one side. So I got those because I thought if I needed to have the benefit of the mylar, but I did not want to be seen, then I would use the camo to help me disguise my location, but still get the benefit of that mylar. Oh, actually, I have one of those Tyvek postal mailers. I put foam inside there. I taped it up, but I want to put that inside something that is not so slippery. So I will come up with something for that at a later time, but I did make my own sit pad that's a lot lighter than my old University of Central Arkansas Stadium cushion that I have used in the past. But that thing, I've had that since the mid 80s. And that thing has served me well, and I am going to keep holding on to it. And I used it as a stiffener because my Polish pack does not have any kind of frame or stiffening in it. I used that pad to stiffen up that pack. But I have a grill grate in there also as a means of providing some structure to that pack. I don't have any Mylar on that sit pad. That's another thing I could do with that piece of Mylar that I have. I could put it on there and just tape it and then wrap it up in some kind of material to make it so it's not slippery. That's another thing I could do with that piece of Mylar that I picked up off the street. Yeah, flexible foam is what I used as my padding in that sit pad that I made. It came in packaging, and I just kept it because I knew that I could have a use for it. And when I decided to make that sit pad with one of those Tyvek mailers, those are the perfect size. I did not have to, I only cut one down a little bit, and then I put that elsewhere and taped it to another portion to kind of even out that surface because it was a little narrower than the other pieces that I used. Yeah, it's not the best looking thing, but I don't care. I just took another drink of my tea. So, what else do you guys want to flap your cyber jaws about? Got any other questions for me, or just stuff? Oh, CR, I think if you could, you would probably put Mylar over the inside of your apartment. I wouldn't be surprised if you tried to do that, but then that would probably get too hot if you did that. Oh, you got 2 places you can find out about that, Gray Man. Hooples and CR, they live in different parts of Canada, so you could probably get 2 different updates from them. Might be different. They probably would not have the same temperature where they're at. Oh yeah, there you go. I have a whole bunch of folded up pieces of foil scattered around in various packs, and I could use those. If I lit a candle, I could use one of those as a reflector around that candle to bounce the light. Wow. Hooples, your temperature is warmer than where I'm at. I am below 0 Fahrenheit. Oh, minus. Is it minus? Well, Keith, you got the deep freeze there. If you're at minus 17. Yeah, I'm sure Toronto can get pretty darn cold, even though that's in southern Ontario. My Canadian friend who I connected with on Facebook, she is in London. And sometimes it has been warmer up in London than it has been down here in Des Moines, which is really weird when that happens. Yeah, London has gotten a lot of snow. And because my friend uses a scooter to get around, sometimes that makes it hard for her to get around because she does not drive a car. She uses public transportation, and sometimes she has to wait longer for a bus than what would normally be their schedule. And I got that problem down here. Earlier this afternoon, I went to my mosque because there's a student who is doing some interviews. He is in a broadcasting program or media program, and he wanted to do an interview project. So Friday, he came up to me and asked me if I would be willing to do it because I was still hanging around because I was cleaning up the mess after the lunch that we served. So yeah, I'll do it. I can come Sunday after the midday prayer. So I got there late. He was still hanging around. The first bus I took ran late, and I missed another one by about that. I missed the previous one by about that much. And then the second one that I took had mechanical issues, so I had to wait for that to get resolved before I could hop that bus. But fortunately, he was still there. We did that interview for his project, and so then after that, I left there, hopped the bus to go back downtown. Then I hopped another bus to go to Walmart to pick up this bucket. See, this is the sticker that they put on the bucket to show that I paid for it online, and then I came there to pick it up, and this served as my receipt. And then leaving that Walmart, I had to wait an hour and a half so I could catch a bus to come back downtown and then take another bus to come home, which is the last bus of the day because on Sundays, buses don't run late here, which kind of sucks. Actually, it sucks big. Oh, wow. Yeah, we got a wind chill advisory down here, Hooples. The wind chills. Actually, I'm going to pop that up again. Tomorrow, the forecast is 8 Fahrenheit or minus 13 Celsius. Well, actually, the temperature's gone up. It's minus 2 Fahrenheit here, where it was minus 5 earlier. Yeah, the wind chill, it's just an advisory, not a warning. Last month we had that wind chill warning where the high was below 0 Fahrenheit and the wind chills are like minus 20, minus 30 range in the daytime. And at night, some places here in Iowa, there's one that went down to the wind chills like minus 70 something. You know that's bad when it gets like that here in Iowa. That's weird. Oh, I just watched a video of someone putting tracks on what's called an Argo 6x6. It's a 6-wheel all-terrain vehicle that can go in water, and he put tracks on it so it rolls like a tank or an APC instead of just the tires. You leave the tires on, but you put them on he changed their pressure to a different inflation, and then he put the tracks on, and he's got to get the ice cleats to go on the tracks so he can get traction on ice. But yeah, I watched a video of him doing that. So it's a big expense to do that, and you got to assemble each piece one by one. But yeah, that was interesting to watch that. Obviously, I can't get one of those, but it's fun watching that kind of thing. Well, that might be a bit of a problem because those shovels might get all bent out of shape and then they'd be useless. Yeah, I bet she didn't want it after that, Hooples. I mean, that you got to have some serious bucks for something like that, because those are not common. And if you have to replace the tube for one of those, you probably got a special order, just like the tires. I had a trike that had odd tire sizes, and when I need to order new tires, I just couldn't go into a bike shop and get it. My dad took me to a bike shop that was able to order the tires, and they had to be shipped in from somewhere else because it was not a stock size. And then, of course, that trike got stolen. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt. It's just like anything. Back in the day, lobster was considered poor man's food, and now you have to pay a hefty price for it if you want one. So, what else is on the menu tonight, so to speak? Oh, yeah. See, that's where you got to do it. I have long johns on underneath my pants, which I wore, which I still have on underneath. Then I have a shirt on underneath, and this thing is like a long dress that I wear over the top of my pants and a shirt, and then my my long down coat has a liner that I put inside it because the feathers like to leach out and stick to my clothes. So I put that liner in to stop that, so I don't get all those feathers sticking to my clothes. And if I wear dark clothes, it looks like I got tarred and feathered. Plus, the liner is just an extra layer of warmth for that coat. I saved it from a coat that had the outer shell of that coat went to crap, but the liner is in excellent condition, so I save it. And I did the same thing for my trench coat. I saved the liner from an old coat that went to crap, and I put that inside of my trench coat, so that increased the warmth of that, and that works. Oh, the queen calling? No. Mila is sleeping like a lazy cat on my bed. She was out earlier. She was checking out the boxes that I got scattered on the floor. But, she only messes with that for so much time, and then she decides that she needs another cat nap. That's how much of a queen she is. Nope, I don't have a reptile queen. I don't have a reptile. Although I do enjoy when I go over to my younger nephew's section of my oldest sister's house. He has his snakes and geckos there. So I enjoy looking at those. He raises corn snakes and geckos, and some of the colors that he gets when he breeds them are actually quite beautiful. Yeah, I like snakes. I'm weird, but yeah, I like them. I just don't keep them here because I just don't have the space or the money to keep them. And plus, I think Mila would be mad. I do have a wool coat. It does not have a hood. That one was actually a freebie. I found it hanging on the side of a dumpster. I looked at it and thought, oh, wow. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to look it over. If it's in wearable condition, if it's not my size, I'll give it to someone who needs a coat. But because it's my size, I kept it. The pockets have gone to crap, but that's okay. I'll still wear that coat because it's warm and it's done me good. I've had it since like 2010, I believe, is when I found it on the dumpster of the previous place where I was living. Oh, not really. The coat has a liner, has a lining inside it. And because you wear over something, you don't get that itch. And I have a wool skirt that is not itchy at all. It's how the threads, the fibers are woven, how they're treated, that determines whether it's going to be itchy or not, or the quality of the wool. I think that's how it works. But I have wool blend socks, and I have no issues with those. I don't always wear a sock liner under them. Sometimes I might, but sometimes I don't. But I have no issues with those socks. I have a pair of smart wool socks that I found in a thrift store. I think I paid like 50 cents for those socks, and usually those are expensive. Smart wool products are not cheap. But then I found another pair in a thrift store, a green pair, and I think I paid 50 cents for those too. Yeah, my boots are winter hiking boots that I have had for probably 8 or 9 years. I bought them on sale when Sears was still a decent store. And when I needed them, my other boots had gone to crap. And I went to the Sears store, and there was only one pair of boots left in my size. I think they're a men's 11. And I wanted them oversized. That way I could wear thick socks in them. And I wear my spikes on them a lot. In fact, I usually just keep my spikes on those boots all winter. And then spring comes, I'll take them off. And so that has kept the tread pretty decent on those boots. So the tread is still really good on them because I keep my spikes on them all the time. Yeah, those boots do keep me fairly warm. I put a pair of those foam insoles inside them, and that provides a little more insulation under my feet. And if I wear the kind of pants where I can tuck them inside my boots, I'll do that. And because I wear thicker socks usually, I'll pull them up. I might pull them up over my pant legs, and because I got long johns on, I pulled my socks up over my long johns, and that has helped. But those are the only winter boots that I have. I don't have any other boots of any kind except those. I don't have any lighter hiking boots or rain boots. I don't have anything like that. Yeah, the last pair of shoes that I bought, I actually got in a thrift store. They looked like hiking shoes, but they had these weird, funky shoestrings in them that I didn't think were appropriate, and plus they're pretty slick. So I put a pair of camel shoestrings in. They're gray shoes, but I got camel shoestrings in them now. But I am saving those shoes for, I will not wear those shoes unless I actually go on a trip where I will be doing some hiking and it's not cold. So that's what I'm going to save those shoes for. Actually, we have Men's Warehouse down here, Hooples, but that's online. I have never bought anything through there. I do want to go to a local store and buy some Carhartts. That's a popular mid-priced work clothing company down here. And there's a place called G&L Clothing where I can take a bus to and go look around there. But I've also looked at Carhartt on, the pants on eBay. I do want some tougher pants. I don't have any pants that would be like outdoor grade. And of course, Fjallraven, that's out of my budget. 511, that's out of my budget. Any of those kinds of pants, out of my price range. But I'd like to try Carhartts. I do want to get some of those. I think those would be good. Yeah, that's what G&L Clothing is. I did buy a pair of leather gloves from there years ago, but I wore the crap out of them and they ended up falling apart. But like I said, I wore the crap out of them. Yeah, my dad wore Carhartt coveralls. He wore them constantly in some of the jobs that he had, especially when he was managing apartments, because he was going from building to building to do repairs. And when he was managing, he was a caretaker of a couple of different camps, like YMCA camp here in Iowa in the like 79 to 83, and then down in Arkansas at a Girl Scout camp. Here in Iowa, he wore the Carhartt coveralls a lot in the winter, especially, because he was responsible for the horses. So he was wearing those a lot. And they're the really thick, heavy-duty ones, and they did keep him warm. But in Arkansas, he didn't need those, so I think he either sold those or gave them to somebody. But yeah, Carhartt is definitely something I want to get. Never heard of Red Wing. I don't know about that. Yeah, see, liquidation stores, that might be a problem down here because a lot of those types of stores are not on bus routes. Okay, CRs, thanks for dropping by. I'll probably kick this into the can soon anyway. It is at 11 o'clock here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in the bed, let it process, and then tomorrow I'm going to grab channel links and I'm going to put them in the description down there so people that watch this stream later can grab links. I'm going to put links to Foreign MRE, the website, and the YouTube channel. And because I won, the Berkey filter parts, I'm going to put Alaska Prepper, link to his channel down there. And because I got this because of his review of this cornbread muffin mix. And I actually bought it through his Amazon link, which, because he has that, it's called an Amazon affiliate thing, he gets a little coin out of each purchase when someone goes to Amazon through his link. I don't have that set up, that may be something I might do in the future. I don't know. But a lot of other YouTubers have that. Nathan's MRE, he was in here earlier. He has that. For an MRE now has that. They have Amazon stuff listed on their website. So you go to their website. If you click on certain items like the survival gear, camping gear, that will take you to an Amazon listing, and they will get a little coin each time you go to Amazon through their links. And Alaska Pepper has something, and it was through his Amazon link that I bought that can of the corn muffin mix. So he will get a little coin for my purchase, and I paid, like I said earlier, I paid less than $10 for that can. And because I bought other thing, because of the Amazon Prime, I got free shipping. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut this stream down, put it to bed, let YouTube process it. And again, I want to thank you all for coming in. I want to thank all those who kicked me the super chats. And I will check out later how it all works, how much got kicked in. And I have no idea when I will get it. I don't know if I have to bank a certain amount before I will actually get the check, or if that will be tied in with my regular monetized revenue. So now that I'm monetized again, I don't see the ads because I have to use a blocker. Otherwise, the ads will just crash my computer. But yeah, the ads are showing, and I will get a little coin from some of those, hopefully. At least YouTube just decides to screw with my channel again. But anyway, so again, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting my channel, and I will review this soon. And I think I'm going to go ahead and open up this one when I open up the Canadian ration, because I am very curious to see what this is like. So again, links will go in tomorrow, because YouTube will process this overnight, and I just don't want to bother with doing that right now. So I'll put the links in tomorrow. So again, thanks for watching, and